12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine starts now.
Tonight, after years of abuse and control over several young girls, a federal judge sentenced the man behind it all, the self-proclaimed polygamous prophet Samuel Bateman, to 50 years in prison. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Caribe Divine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Bateman admitted to sexually abusing those girls who he took as child brides for himself. Some of them spoke out in court today before sentencing in downtown Phoenix.
12 News journalist Chase Golightly was there, and Chase, there was incredibly powerful testimony there today.
Caribe, Mark, 3 former spiritual wives of Bateman, the youngest just 9 years old when she says the sexual abuse began, all face their tormentor and captor, telling Bateman to his face that he no longer has power over them. Samuel Bateman was told he will likely spend the rest of his life in prison. The judge sentencing Bateman, the self-proclaimed prophet of the polygamous FLDS church, to 50 years behind bars for sex crimes against children, telling Bateman he should never have the opportunity to be free and that he is the worst kind of abuser.
His crimes were so heinous and so willful.
Tanya and Matt Browning have been following the Bateman case, learning Bateman rose to power around 2019, claiming he had the blessing of former prophet and convicted child abuser Warren Jeffs. Bateman gaining about 50 followers and more than 20 wives, with half of them under 15 years old, with 2 of them just 9 years old. Bateman used his power to force these young girls into having group sex acts with him and his followers, committing these crimes in multiple states. On Monday, inside the Sandra Day O'Connor Federal Courthouse, 3 of those girls faced the man who had so much control over their lives, including a girl who said she was 9 years old when the abuse by Bateman started, stating her innocence was taken from her. Another survivor stating she was just 14 years old when Bateman called on her to be his spiritual wife, with the sexual abuse starting just weeks later. They all called his actions pure evil and told the judge Bateman deserves no compassion.
To stand up in a court like that's pretty impactful and incredible.
So I saw what they had to go through to get to this point.
Pam, who didn't want to use her last name, was a juror for a recent trial involving 2 of Bateman's top followers, finding them both guilty. Having heard in detail of the crimes involving Bateman, she wanted to see what his fate would be.
He got what he deserved.
But not everyone sees it that way, believing there's no just punishment in a case like this.
50 years is not enough for 2 9-year-old victims, and that's just a small part. 9 years old, we have to protect our children.
Bateman and several of his co-conspirators, including some of his adult wives, have now been found guilty and will spend decades in a prison cell. But given the history of the FLDS, some believe it's only a matter of time before another opportunist comes forward, claiming to be the prophet.
Sam's gone, Warren's gone. Who's going to pick up the ball now and run with it? And I think it's a message to be sent that if you're going to traffic in little girls, then this is what's going to happen to you. We're not going to put up with it.
Yeah, Chase, it's really hard to imagine how hard it had to be for those young girls to step forward and to address Bateman, who had done so many horrible crimes to them. You really have to commend them, right, for being able to step forward and, hopefully they'll be able to get past this.
Caribe, you're right. It was incredibly powerful to hear them speak and to face their abuser and call for the maximum sentence against them. Because you have to remember, these girls have been through so much. Their own parents, followers of Bateman, gave them, their own mom and dad, gave them up to Bateman to be his child brides. The judge said those same parents would actually show up in court to support Bateman and not their own children. But when each one spoke today, they all said they are working on themselves to get help to lead a normal life. One of them mentioned she has foster parents now that actually care for her as a parent should. She's also going to high school, has her own driver's license, and can wear clothes she likes instead of those prairie dresses we see so many women in the religion wearing. They all said the same thing, that Bateman no longer has power over them and never will again. Caribe.
Yeah, well, it's good to see that they are moving forward the best way they can. All right, Chase, thank you. Well, now to the West Valley, where 20 people are still out of a home after a fire at a Glendale apartment complex. It happened over the weekend, and earlier today, investigators released some new details about the cause. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office says that the fire was started by a cigarette that had caused a couch to go up in flames. Then investigators think that oxygen tanks near the fire exploded and then caused the fire to spread to other parts of the building. If you would like to help those who are without a home right now, we do have a GoFundMe page that is posted on our website.
We continue to follow breaking news on one of the most closely watched stories in the country tonight. The man accused of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Midtown Manhattan last week is now facing a murder charge in New York. The latest development came just over an hour ago. Tonight, the alleged gunman, Luigi Mangione, sits behind bars in Pennsylvania on gun charges after police took him into custody at a McDonald's earlier today. The arrest ending a days-long manhunt. 12 News journalist Gabriella Becerra has the latest on the investigation and also new perspective from a law enforcement expert.
A 5-day manhunt for the person suspected of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson came to an end Monday after someone recognized a man resembling the person in these photos at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Luigi Mangione is accused of shooting and killing Thompson outside of a New York City hotel last Wednesday. The 26-year-old was arrested nearly 300 miles away Monday afternoon. Mangione is facing a murder charge among other felony charges. He is being held without bail.
It's almost as if this suspect didn't want to get caught, but really wanted to get caught and have the notoriety with it.
Former ATF Special Agent in Charge Bernard Zaper is weighing in on the arrest. Mangione was reportedly found with a gun matching the one used in the shooting, which officials believe to be handmade or what is called a ghost gun.
They have never entered legal firearms commerce, so there's no accountability for them. That's what makes them attractive for people that want to have a untraceable and unaccountable firearm.
Police say Mangione also had a fake ID with the same name that the suspected gunman used at a New York City hostel and a handwritten document speaking to motive. Zaper says investigators likely have mounds of information on the suspect.
Information is gleaned from everything we do. There's videos taken of us that we're not aware of constantly. Our cell phones emit tremendous amounts of information, both in terms of our location and activity and things we're doing.
The case took social media by storm, with many people showing sympathy for Mangione.
Have you ever seen a case like this where so many people online are calling this person a hero?
It's abhorrent to me that anybody would say anything in the justification of homicide of another, especially a man that's just going to work. I mean, he has to feed his family just like all of us, and it's just unconscionable. All murder's bad, and this is no exception.
The Mangione family says they are shocked and devastated by Luigi's arrest in a statement Monday night, adding, quote, "We offer our prayers to the family of Brian Thompson, and we ask people to pray for all involved." Gabriella Becerra, 12 News.
All right, Gabby, thank you. Developing tonight, an East Valley family is asking police and the community for help after their 14-year-old boy disappeared late Thursday night. His name is Liam McGee, and he also has autism, leading his loved ones to be even more concerned. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono sat down with his family tonight and joins us live outside of the Gilbert Police Department. And Bianca, what do they have to say?
Yeah, Liam's family tells me he doesn't know how to read or write, and he left late Thursday night with no phone, no money, or backpack. They believe he did not intend on being gone this long, and it's why they're now turning to the public for help.
There was nothing to indicate that I was never going to see my grandson again.
Deanna and David Kreba, alongside their daughter Rachel Thomas, replaying every moment from Thursday night, the last time they saw their 14-year-old grandson and nephew, Liam McGee.
He just disappeared out of thin air.
Ring cameras capturing that last interaction inside their Gilbert home near Germain and Higley Roads.
He said goodnight.
Deanna went to sleep, but the next morning she checked her phone and saw another ring notification from 11:01 p.m. It was Liam walking out of his room.
And I ran upstairs and he was not in his room.
Liam has autism, and his family says a couple of times in the past he snuck out late at night, always coming home before sunrise. 4 days later, though, there has been no sign of him.
He takes medication He will not survive out there on the streets.
They believe Liam left riding a black Razor scooter and was wearing this tan shirt, black athletic pants, and Nike slides. He had nothing with him, no money, phone, or backpack, which is why they're sure he did not intend on being gone this long.
He doesn't understand danger.
He doesn't know direction. He doesn't know north from south, east or west. He doesn't know how to tell time.
Friday morning, as soon as they realized Liam was missing, they notified Gilbert police.
I asked them what they had planned to do, if they were going to issue alerts, and I was told no, that he didn't qualify because he willfully walked out of the house. I kept saying he is disabled. He is autistic.
Sunday night, police sharing his photo on social media.
We've lost so much valuable time now.
Liam's family has now been conducting frantic searches of their own through neighborhoods and businesses. His girlfriend is in Scottsdale, tracing every possible route to get there, even going through his computer to see if he had been communicating with a stranger. All leads have come up empty. Now they're turning to the public for help, urging the East Valley and beyond to keep an eye out for their beloved 14-year-old. Hoping he somehow hears their pleas to come home.
Please come home.
Please come home.
And we did just receive a statement from Gilbert Police saying they started searching for Liam as soon as they notified he went missing. They said they were checking locations he was known to frequent for the first 48 hours with no luck. They then shared that information on social media. They tell us tonight that his case does not qualify for a silver alert. Anyone with any information about Liam's whereabouts is urged to contact Gilbert Police immediately. We're live in Gilbert tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, yeah, Bianca, this family has to be worried sick about him. Hopefully somebody out there knows something.